Sharks. I'm Patrick Robinson from New York. Paskho, my company, created Community Made. Community Made is transforming how we manufacture and sell clothing in the United States. We're mobilizing teams of seamstresses, tailors, paramakers from underserved communities to make sustainable clothes. One of the places where this is working today is Gee's Bend, a rural, small, remote community in Alabama. Black quilters are famous there. Now, Paskho Community Made is there, creating dignified jobs that pay a living wage. We're ready to scale the success we're having in Gee's Bend across America. Sharks, I'm asking you for $500,000 for 2.5% of my company, Paskho. Together, we can do good and make money.
I know you, don't I? You're a bit fashion famous.
I have a long career.
Yes.
I've been in this for 35
you were at Gap
years.
Before.
I ran
That's when
Gap
I most
worldwide.
recently.
I was at Giorgio Armani, then I did Perry Ellis, Paco Rabanne, Anne Klein, did a collection for Target that was great selling there.
You've been around. You've been around.
Well, you know, I've been around, and that's why I'm doing this. And Americans today don't have jobs. And Gee's Bend, where I just showed you, work's not there. And we're putting it there. All these clothes are being made right now in the U.S. So we're a 6-year-old business right now. 2019, pre-COVID, we did $6.7 million.
Wow. So I picked this up, and I thought, oh, these are cute. Like, these are my cup of tea. This is extremely nice fabric. What does a pair of pants like these cost to make?
$43 to make. $110 is the average cost of one of our products.
So you're not offering manufacturing facilities for anybody. It's for your own line of clothes, right?
Right now, we are. So what we're doing is we're building pods across the U.S. We have one in New York City with the first one we started during the height of COVID. The one on Gee's Bend came online a month ago. And so now we're building more.
What are your net profits?
We're not profitable yet.
Okay.
But our average cart right now is $209. Right? To acquire that customer, it's costing us $95. That's right. Yeah, it is. But to today, we did $1.9 million. We're looking to finish this year at 4.5.
Will you be profitable on the 4.5 million in sales? And if not, what will your losses be? How big a hole are you digging?
We are digging a few $1 million still.
But Patrick, tell me this.
Why?
Now we're getting to it. Okay.
Because we're building out, the rapidly scaling our pods out. So we're getting close to profitability at that $7 million that we were in 2019. Our revenue dropped in COVID.
But
and
Patrick, tell me this. I don't understand why your revenue dropped, right? I run apparel companies. COVID was a killer for anyone who's, selling dresses, selling prints, selling sequins. I'm looking at essentially what looks like elevated loungewear here, right? It's what everybody was wearing during COVID. I know, because at Skims we couldn't keep anything in that looked anything like this. So I don't understand why your sales decreased so badly.
We didn't have the supply. We hit a supply chain nightmare.
What was your supply?
So they're having problems with the supply chain. I'm guessing getting materials to make the clothes, or they could not get, everybody couldn't work on top of each other because of the illness. So that definitely creates a big impact. So if they don't have that inventory, when you're coming up against problems like that, I would be looking at saying, hey, we ran into an inventory issue because of supply chain supply chain problems. We couldn't get manufactured fast enough. We couldn't get the materials fast enough. And literally that is the big problem. Now, the cost of $95 for customer acquisition is a lot, especially when the pair of pants is $110 but your average cart is hitting $209, which is great. That's awesome. And obviously he has a tremendous amount of credibility in the fashion market. But I mean it, and then to be looking for $500,000 for 2.5%, that's pretty steep. I think that he's gonna. I think that maybe if he could push up on the percentage, I don't know if he owns 100% of the company, but if he could push up on the percentage, maybe he could get a couple of shirts. I mean, Emma, between Emma, Lori, maybe Mark, that the whole high quality loungewear is awesome. Just like the comments that I get that you can, I will feature at the end of this video, are awesome. And we're going to go through Patrick's website and his social media at the end of this. Just make sure you stick around for that.
Supply chain issue.
We couldn't get the inventory we wanted, so we didn't build Community Made until July of last year.
Okay. So
We were buying all of our product in
So you
Asia.
have a pivot going on. So when COVID hit, you kind of pivoted into this new thing called
Yes, sir.
Community Made. Okay.
Yes.
What I'm trying to figure out is pre-pivot, how did you sell clothes to get to 6.7 million in sales?
Yeah.
Because post-pivot, it seems to be a challenge.
That's my whole thing, right? I think my big issue with what you're doing is that it hasn't caught light. I'm just wondering what isn't hitting with the customers, and that's what I'm really struggling with.
It's the conversation, right? It's how do you build the conversation out of that traditional place of buying your ads, right? So we're spending a great deal of
Absolutely,
time.
and that's why we're in a beautiful climate now, right? What social lets us storytell. And the beauty of what you've created is you've got an incredible story. So either you don't know how to sell it and tell that story, or the customer just simply isn't there for it.
Yeah, Emma's exactly right? Because with your story, if it resonates, your cost of customer acquisition with this shouldn't be 90, right? She can come out with a new product and bam, hit the story right there, right then.
I go back to Good American. You know, when we launched that, we started talking about size inclusivity, diversity, the premium denim market.
Yeah.
With a 1 week run up, we sold $1 million of denim on day one. The customers will just get it. And I just think that there must be some kind of huge disconnect in what
I'll tell you what the disconnect there is well, first off, it wasn't it wasn't that way. First off, so the customer base that he was going after didn't care about that. So now he's trying, he has one ideal target avatar that wasn't the same ideal target avatar prior, and he completely, I mean, you're not even talking about a pivot, you're talking about a complete reinvention of the brand. And the Community Made part, I think, is awesome, but it feels like he had to really explain it, with a lot of words to get it out for them to really understand, like, what is it that we're doing here. So I don't know if they readjusted their branding and or if they readjusted their pricing based on that, because that's the other thing was the price cheaper prior when he was getting this stuff out of either China or Vietnam or wherever it was being made, and now all of a sudden it's the cost has the cost and the price has jumped up, and the whole customer has changed, and he's trying to get this up out of the ground. Like, ding ding for being able to do that in a time where things are really tough for all business, not all businesses, but like 80%, 90% of businesses able to pivot like that and build a mission around it when it, I guess that didn't really exist prior.
I can't stress this enough, right? We are at the beginning of this story.
But you're not, Patrick. That's my only problem.
Yeah, you're not, because you're asking for $500,000 for 2.5%.
Answer one question. You are a very talented designer, but have you ever been a CEO of a manufacturing business?
No.
I can tell. I don't know where you are in the continuum of when your story gets traction or not. I'm a very pragmatic investor.
Yes.
I like to take $500,000 and pour it on a business model that's already proven. So I'm just adding gasoline to the fire. I don't think your flame is lit yet. I really don't. I'm out.
Yeah, I disagree with you, of course.
I get it.
I disagree with you.
But
because
it's my $500,000. I'll cry if I want to.
And that's why I get to disagree with you. It's my business, right?
Patrick.
Just like this is my channel, and I will react to the business, to Shark Tank and other business news if I want to. That's for you commenters that want to come on and be like, he's talking over the video.
I have to say, when you gave your presentation, you brought me almost to tears. I thought that story was so riveting. I can't imagine it not resonating with everyone who hears it. But you can have my investment because of the lack of clarity.
Okay.
So sadly, I must say, for this reason, I'm out.
Okay, I completely understand. I'm grateful for all of your time. We're building something that isn't built out there.
I was a fan of you. I remember reading about you in Vogue, on the CFDA list. I knew your face the minute you walked in here. I think you need to take that same obsession that you have with how you're making things and turn it into some kind of obsession with your customers, because your customer is speaking and I don't think you're listening. It isn't for me. I don't think it's an investable opportunity, so I'm out. But I really applaud you.
Thank you.
As I'm sitting next,
I think, because even just the name doesn't, Paskho doesn't invoke community made to me. And that's why I think like a whole rebrand, like this is really not a pivot. This is a whole new business and model that he's trying to prove here. And he's going for a valuation based on what the success of what the other brand was, and trying to shoehorn it into this new thing, this new business that just isn't there. Patrick, I would love to have you come on the show and for an interview and chat and talk about your Shark Tank experience, talk about your past, fashion experience and where you're going now. So drop a comment below or get in touch with me on my website in the description. I'd love to have you.
this is somebody who's built a fabulous clothing line and brand, and more. I have not built a clothing line. I wouldn't know how to help you, and regretfully, I'm out.
Completely understand.
Still one shark left, Mark Cuban.
I don't know. I mean, Mark likes comfy, but can I just say real quick, and I didn't say this in the other 4 pitches from this episode, season 13, episode 1, but I did not know Emma prior to this. She is phenomenal, and they need to have her on more often. From the facial expressions to the insight, she's just like, she just owned it. She just no one could tell that is her first time in the tank. Wonderful. Ding ding for that.
The problem is you haven't figured out how to sell it yet. And I think Emma brings up a great point, right? The way things were sold 5 years ago, totally different than the way it was sold 4 years ago. Different than 3, than 2. Now you have 15 seconds on TikTok. If you're lucky, you've got 30, and that's where most products are sold. And that part you haven't figured out. So I'm not going to invest. I'm going to go out because you have to figure that out, and it's not easy to figure out. But I wish you the best.
Where we're going, what we're going to build is going to be powerful. So we'll get it done.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We're gonna check out all of his social media and website in a second here.
What he was trying to do is something completely different than we've ever seen before.
Yes.
In the end, I don't think customers are making their decisions based on where something's made right now.
I think you nailed it. I mean, he doesn't know how to sell it.
He doesn't know how to sell it.
I didn't get a deal, but I'm still passionate about this mission. I'm still passionate about bringing jobs back to the U.S. They didn't get it, but we're going to bring those jobs back.
I definitely believe that he's going to be able to do it. I mean, even just with the 1.9 million projected to 4.5 million for this year, I think that he might be able to do it. So I like faces, clothes made like they matter. See, the problem here is it doesn't discover our most comfortable bestsellers. Like, okay, that's fine, but like, where's the community made part? Like, it doesn't say community made there. It doesn't say community made there. I have to go to about. It says community made up here, but is that only certain? Is it only certain clothes, I guess, are made from that? So it isn't even the whole brand. So it's almost like it's still an identity crisis issue. Because if I go to men, can I just go? So there's community made versus bestsellers. Okay, so yeah, some things just aren't community made. And that's the okay. So yeah, so I feel like it needs to be its own brand. And Patrick, I'd love to help you with this. If you want to get in touch, go email me at joe@superjoepardo.com or in the comments below. But I did great pictures. It's a bit pricey. I mean, but I'm not one for fashion. I mean, I'm rocking a Super Entrepreneur tee. That's about the extent of my fashion. But it looks like great clothes. So he has a tremendous amount of different clothing here, and here's a jacket, $348. I mean, that's kind of expensive, but if you're gonna keep it for a while, then that's I could kind of justify that. Here's a minimalist travel jacket for $100. I could justify that. A slim technical travel blazer. That looks pretty pretty good there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. So let's see if how we're doing on the socials. Twitter, we got, 192 followers. They're not really doing anything on Twitter. On Facebook, we got 13,000. Okay, that's great. What's the last post here? Okay, about Shark Tank. 4 pairs, get compliments every time I wear them. They are the most versatile clothing I have and are constructed so well that after so many wears, they still look new. They are the absolute best for traveling because they can look casual, they can get dressed, or you can dress them up. But they are just as good for daily wear. I really can't say enough about them. So, I mean, it seems like there needs to be more on the community made side, pushing that message. Let's go Instagram. 11,000. All right. 11,000 followers. He's got some engagement going on. Faces sell, man. Faces sell. Look, face 50, 209, 250, 165, 59, 145. Generally speaking, faces. Let's see faces. Let's see clothes. Let's see action and movement, and that will definitely go a long way, Patrick. All right, so speaking of going a long way, I love getting comments down below, regardless of if it's about the video or me or whatever. But Adrian says, imagine seeing this tech in entire fridges and food, water and food being protected. That could be crazy. Adrian's talking about Lark water bottle. That's the most popular video on our channel. I'll tell you what, I'll link it over here. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.